what's Mesner?
Hello, world!
Hi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you knew that because this is Drunk Book Club, it would be a little bit rough, but you know, that's what we do. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, especially since we have a guest mancer tonight.
Hi. Would you like to start introducing yourself?
Do I have to? I don't know what to say. I'm not very interesting. I'm Emma. I finished this book 2 hours ago. It's interesting. I'm his girlfriend, I guess, is the way to introduce myself.
That was your invite.
Yeah, I was invited for that. I'm obviously British. And yeah, thank you, Michaela and Gretchen, for putting up with me.
We put up with Taylor, so you really can't get any words. I'm going to segue. I'm Gretchen. Hi. I'm from the blog My Life is a Notebook, the one half of the Betwixt the Books family as well, which are other book videos you should go watch right now. Except not right now, because this is live. I am today's third wheel, because this is gross.
And look you again.
I'm cynical and single. And this is my pick, and therefore I will be telling everyone else that they are wrong for the rest of this day.
By the way, I coined a really good phrase earlier, and that it is fan-splaining instead of mansplaining, because it's Gretchen telling us how to feel about it.
You just mansplain, fansplaining.
I know, it's so great!
Wow, good golly. Taylor, you might as well go, and then I'll go, since at least you're still in the room.
Well, you know, the secret's out. Like, I'm Taylor. That's about it.
Yeah, well.
I'm an English major. That's my life.
When was the last time we actually explained that to people? Like the first season, we were all like, and this is our major, because Rachel will be at the end going, I'm not English, and now we're just like, hi, I'm me, and my life sucks today.
I'm an English major, that's very good point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Chinese major, so
yeah,
that's something.
English major is my only fun fact. That's all I've got for introductions.
Kayla's technically not one anymore. She technically graduated.
Oh,
Sort of. Not really.
I mean, technically.
She's a student of the world.
Yes. Barnes and Noble bookseller.
Yeah. I had to sign a form saying I wasn't going to say anything bad about Barnes & Noble on the internet, guys. Don't push it.
You chose the wrong profession.
Yeah, so I'm Michaela. This is my YouTube channel, although I sort of share it with Gretchen. Like she said, we're part of the Betwixt the Books family. We make videos, but we also blog. So there's book reviews, both of the word variety and the video variety. So take your pick. We've been doing this book club for this is going to be our 4th year, guys. I don't know if you realize that, but that's yeah.
I know.
I've watched some of our first season videos recently, and Michaela has long hair. It's baby faces all over the place. It's a really sad state of affairs.
Does Taylor not have a beard?
I don't have a beard.
Don't now.
This is brilliant. I'm gonna find them.
You're like 2 years of me without a beard.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's that. Tonight we are going to be talking about the Queen of the Tearling. Like Gretchen said, it was her pick. This is a book club, so we are going to be talking about the book, and therefore there will be spoilers. However, before we get to that point, we always give spoiler-free reviews, so I will let you know if you don't want to be spoiled when you should leave. Not yet. Just hold on a little bit. If you have... What?
Never leave us, I said.
If you have never heard of this book, I'm going to read the Goodreads description for you. Oh, it's a really long one.
There's a sigh in the description.
An untested young princess must claim her throne, learn to become a queen, and combat a malevolent sorceress in an epic battle between light and darkness in the spectacular debut. The first novel in a trilogy. Young Kelsey Raleigh was raised in hiding after the death of her mother, Queen Alessa. Far from the intrigues of the royal keep and in the care of 2 devoted servants who pledged their lives to protect her, growing up in a cottage deep in the woods, Kelsey knows little of her kingdom's haunted past, or that its fate will soon rest in her hands. Long ago, Kelsey's forefathers sailed away from a decaying world to establish a new land free of modern technology. 300 years later, this feudal society has divided into 3 fearful nations who pay duties to a 4th, the powerful Mortbane. Ruled by the cunning Red Queen, now on Kelsey's 19th birthday, the tattered remnants of the Queen's Guard, loyal soldiers who protect the throne, have appeared to escort the princess on a perilous journey to the capital to ascend to her rightful place as the new Queen of the Tearling. Though born of royal blood and in possession of the Tear Sapphire, a jewel of immense power and magic, Kelsey has never felt more uncertain of her ability to rule. But the shocking evil she discovers in the heart of her realm will precipitate an act of immense daring, throwing the entire kingdom into turmoil and unleashing the Red Queen's vengeance. There's more. I'm not done yet. A cabal of enemies.
You already summarized the entire book.
No, I know. Hold on, we're almost done. A cabal of enemies with an array of deadly weapons, from crimson-caped assassins to the darkest blood magic, plots to destroy her. But Kelsey is growing in strength and stealth, her steely resolve earning her loyal allies, including the Queen's Guard, led by the enigmatic Lazarus and the intriguing outlaw known as the Fetch. Kelsey's quest to save her kingdom and her destiny has only just begun. Riddled with mysteries, betrayals, and treacherous battles, Kelsey's journey is a trial by fire that will either forge a legend or destroy her. That is so long.
Okay. Look at this shit. This is all that's on the cover.
Goodreads was like, no, I'm going to tell them everything.
Also, I would like to cut it and say right now, in case you didn't notice by the hashtag, this is in Bibliomancy. We have all been drinking, but we're all legal, yes, in our countries. So, drink responsibly. The point of this is not for us to like dance on our heads or whatever, but just to be very, very interested. This is just starting to hit me.
Okay.
So drink responsibly, and we're sorry.
All right. So, first we give our spoiler-free reviews, what we thought of the book overall. We usually start with Gretchen, so I guess Gretchen, you can go first.
So obviously this is my pick. Shut the fuck up. There will be swearing.
Yeah, I forgot that I'm supposed to say that before anything else happens.
What will be happening when you are warning the audience?
I don't know. This really just hit me really badly. Wow. So this is my book, and I'm not going to pretend that it's perfect. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. But shut up. And I really like it. I do. It's this really weird, it's like high fantasy, but it isn't entirely the kind of high fantasy that makes me bored, where we spend like 60 pages talking about her grandfather's uncle's sword made by this blacksmith and his son. And then they're like, and this is totally relevant. And I will probably say a lot about the genre of this book later on, because it fascinates me, just the way this book works. But if you love high fantasy, but you hate high fantasy that you get bored by, or you like fantasy YA but are looking for something that's the next level, this is like the perfect intermediary book. That is, it's entertaining, and I'm probably gonna punch Taylor in the face sometime during this. I apologize. Avert your eyes. I'll warn you. Just seeing that. Yeah.
Before we move on, you guys are sounding a little robot-y. Are you plugged into the Ethernet cable, Taylor?
Oh, it seems to have been knocked loose. Hold on.
Sorry, I just wanted to do that so that maybe our quality would improve a little bit.
I'm gonna breathe on the cable then. So there we go. No one look at that corner, okay? Make it self-conscious.
All right. I guess I'll go. So I gave this book 3 stars on Goodreads, and with my review, I said that was like a harsh 3 stars because I've been reading a lot of fantasy, and I don't really like fantasy, which means that the more fantasy I read, the harsher I'm getting with my reviews because I'm just like, it's all the same thing. Everything's the same. Nothing's different. I hate it.
It's true, though.
Oh my god, that's every book ever. All that lipstick. All
Shut
that
up,
lipstick.
Gretchen. It's not your turn anymore.
It's all Mildred's midlife crisis.
But it's more specific than that, Gretchen. How many times have we read the nobody goes to the somebody becomes a somebody almost gets assassinated type plot? That's like every fantasy book.
And it's amazing every time.
Like a group against the other group, and then like form a bigger group with other groups to fight the other group.
Yeah.
I'm just mainly on the point of I'm the only moral person who can stand up for what's right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So it's repetitive. That is what I'm trying to say. If that's something you enjoy, you'll probably like this book. There are aspects of this book that I enjoyed a lot. I rather enjoyed the Fetch and his group. We were there very briefly, and I wish there was more of that, because I quite enjoyed them. But yeah. And I'm like kind of intrigued by what's going on in Mortmain as a thing. But other than that, it was all right. It was a 3-star book. It was okay. Like, there you go.
This is me. Okay.
Spoiler.
Spoiler free. Okay. I thought it was an interesting read. I thought it was a relatively quick read. Like, there were very few complex ideas. So, like, it was interesting. It was fun. You know, there's a vast story of characters. Kelsey, I guess, like the character development was interesting. And a few things as well. There were a few backstories that were really interesting that I'd like to hear more about, maybe in sequels. But I called quite a few things that happened. And yeah, it was, as you said, it was very, very similar to other fantasy. So yeah, if you like fantasy, it's something to go with. Yeah.
All right, Taylor.
Have you ever guys wondered what it's like reading a book that isn't part of a trilogy?
No, because I read novels almost exclusively. When I have the choice of what book I'm reading, it's almost always a novel. From start to finish, I get the whole story, guys.
I think that's why I've been so excited to be reading a lot of short stories for class.
I hate short stories. They're so boring.
Because I read it, and suddenly it does all the things that it wants to do. And it doesn't string you along because it knows it can do that. It's just emotionally satisfying. That's not anything against trilogies, if you have a lot to say, but it's like, even when I enjoyed this book, so little was happening that was engaging. It was just because spaces needed to be filled in the telling of this. And I knew it wasn't going to be giving me anything interesting that I wanted to know and wanted to understand better. It was actually really enthusiastic about trying to figure out. Because that's not a first book reveal.
I think I'm going to do it. I think my pick for the summer, one of them is going to be a standalone YA.
I don't believe you.
It's going to happen.
I don't believe they're fun.
I haven't. Michaela's seen it.
Soundless?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too. A couple of people are talking about it.
It's part of a trilogy. I'm sorry. She hasn't told anyone yet, but it's true.
It's a surprise trilogy.
No! There's already writing a new series.
Go after this one. It's a 2-book series, and when you have the first one.
The first one is Asian Empire, the second one is Elizabethan Court.
They take turns.
Wow. That would be crazy. All right, so like I said, this is a book club. We're going to be talking about the characters and events of the novel. If you do not wish to be spoiled, now would be a time to shoo, although that Goodreads description basically told you everything you needed to know about this book. You could probably skip it and go straight to the second one now.
The second one is very interesting, changes the whole format.
Yeah, you gave us shit during the John Dies at the End episode because we kept talking about the sequel.
Listen, if you can do it, so can I, motherfucker. You were like, your opinion isn't valid because, like, I'm going to talk about this now. And I'm like, Rrr! So now my opinion is valid.
I think the second book will actually include some kind of complex written structure, though. Like, because right now it's pretty bland. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm not going to explain where they can hear me.
I'm full for
Michaela heard, that means everyone heard.
anything that needs to go forwards and backs in time or whatever, like, I'm totally interested in.
Alright, let's get behind the spoiler wall just so we can keep this going.
I thought we were behind
We
the
can't find
Well, officially. Are we through as the gaping close, Michaela?
Bye, friends who don't want to be spoiled. Now is your last chance to ditch if you would like to ditch. Come back when you've read the book, though. Highly recommend that. Will be entertaining. All right. We always try and start on a positive note by saying our favorite parts and discussing why that's our favorite part. So, you want to start there, Gretchen?
I like the part where all of a sudden, and this is just because like I'm such a focused person.
I swear to God, I thought you were gonna be like, I liked all of it. It was.
I'm not gonna sit here. Okay, listen. I will take any small opening to scream at Taylor, even if I don't believe half the words that I'm saying, because I just like screaming at Taylor.
No one else believes them either, don't worry.
Anyways, I really like the scene where she finally gets all the books into the castle, and she opens it up as a library, and all of a sudden, like, everyone's spending time in the library, and there's just that really cute moment, and then I don't know, that's just, like, everything that I wanted right there. It's like, then she's teaching the kids to read, and then all these really sassy female books, and then you find out, like, Harry Potter is there, and The Hobbit, and that was, like, really weird, but also kind of cool.
She does reference the sequel to The Hobbit as having female protagonists, and I can only think of Eowyn, where you have to literally move 2 books forward. It was
She's only seen the movies. I don't know.
I think
no, guys, it's like 6 hours away. Don't worry.
I think she actually gave her the first Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit.
No, she gave it a Hobbit.
Did she give her The Hobbit? Okay.
Yeah.
I listened to this on audiobook, so a lot of like very specific things are gonna have gone over my head. I get the plot and the characters, and that's all that really matters.
I remember thinking The Hobbit because when she said female character in the second one, that was the same thing. I thought of the forced love thing in the movies, and I was like,
I don't think she's referencing that.
I've never read the books, but I don't know. I thought that there's a lot of really cute moments because I very rarely ever think, oh, this character could be me. But between Kelsey's love of books, her temper, her stubbornness, like I was like,
Her love of running around outside.
yeah, that too, you know.
Standoffishness.
Standoffishness, thank you. Complete inability to deal with people.
Her weird obsession with a man she saw very briefly and is mean to
I
her.
also do that, yes. Especially for the cheekbones.
Oh goodness.
I'm done now.
I guess while we're on the topic of guys that Kelsey falls in love with, I have already mentioned that my favorite part was that one very brief bit in the Fetches camp. I found that really entertaining, that it was just like this thieves guild, except for they live in tents in the woods doing whatever, gambling, telling stories. They got one guy tied up in the back. He keeps untangling himself. One guy just goes in and ties him back up. Like, oh, God, this guy, worst. I enjoyed it. I wish we got to see them more. I liked those characters and found them entertaining. The little that we saw of them, they seem to have stories and backstories and things that I would have liked to learn about, but didn't get a chance to.
No, I agree with both of those. They were good parts. Sorry, I've just jumped in here.
You're supposed to know.
Okay.
I
I don't say it's my favourite part, as in it made me happy, but I thought the part in which she found out Barty and Garland had died was like really well done. I think Gretchen's like totally okay.
Don't die!
I didn't enjoy it. It was a very sad moment, but I felt like it was a really, really well done piece of like character development and background story. So whereas there hadn't really been much, like obviously she spoke about Barty and Harlan a lot, but not really in great depth or detail. And that just suddenly explained a lot, like she was actually really truly loved when she was a child. And like Barty and Harlan made huge sacrifices to the point where they killed themselves for her. And I felt that was very, very real. And coupled with the fact that she changed her last name at the end to like the Glyn Queen rather than Ronnie Queen, I thought was very poignant. And I really, really liked that. I think it was really well done.
Okay, so I'm afraid to actually say this, and that I didn't have a favorite part. Like, I prepared for this episode, I did not really think of it in that. I never really thought about the book in these situations, though. But what I appreciated and enjoyed most of it in my reading was it kind of as a text in both genre and trying to understand the setting, specifically with the timeline, where you have these books that were written like modern time. You know, with the Hobbits and the Arthurs, and then Rowling, which, you know, is somewhat more recent, and trying to figure out how this world made sense, and while I'm still not entirely sure it does make sense, even in its alternate history sort of way, that was where I was most engaged with the experience.
So, I would agree with that. That the thing that I found most unique about this book was the world building. It reminded me of The Gunslinger by Stephen King in the way that there is this like reversion into the past.
Yeah.
But the modern time still exists as something that happened. The thing that I didn't get was where this new land came from. Because they keep talking about sailing west off of America. And I'm like, so they just took over China? And we're like, fuck you guys, Chinese, get out of here. And like made another medieval Europe?
I mean,
Yeah.
originally I thought they'd gone into space, because I don't know, Anna McCaffrey and like the whole Planet Chronicles, like they take spaceships out to a planet, and then they become a feudal society over centuries and centuries. So I thought it might have something to do with that, but then pretty late on in the book, it specifically references the ships being swallowed by waves, so they couldn't be spaceships. So I think they just found an island somewhere, like an enormous continent, and Australia.
And that's the thing, because when I was first reading it, I'm like, okay, so they're talking about America, and then a bunch of dumb things happened, and like the rest of the world is just not really happening anymore. Like, they're not interacting. And then I start talking about it with Emma, and she's like, no, so it's space. And like, suddenly this entire timeline makes sense. So this fracturing of history with all these novels, suddenly it makes sense with like the technology levels and how it works. And then she's like, no, wait, never mind that. And we're gonna like, oh, never mind, this is all fucking dumb. It's like the phantom continents of Lemuria, which was roughly in that geographic location, but if it's on Earth, I'm suddenly bothered again because this doesn't work anymore.
I feel like they briefly mentioned like somebody raising a new land from the sea, like the Pacific Ocean got split in half and a new continent showed up in between Asia and North America, but at the same time, that's weird.
I think she took the, Western prerogative of saying, I'm going to pretend there's an Earth that only ever had, like, the Americas and Europe. Say what's happened if that got destroyed.
So it is China. She's just ignoring the fact that they kicked all the Chinese out. They just kept going west, and eventually they'll end up in Europe again.
Yeah, the North Africa or somewhere with, like, people of color, because they do reference people specifically being black.
Okay, so a little bit of just Asians.
Yeah,
But they
there are no Asians.
about that being weird. Like, they're rare, and I mean, gingers are rare too, but they also talked about that some people had never seen a black person before, and he stuck out because of that.
Yeah.
So, can I ask you guys a question? Because this is something I wanted to ask when I was first reading this book. I then stopped asking it when there was space, and now I'm asking again. Why was this like a fractured timeline? Why does this have to be Earth? Because currently it's only creating more confusion than it is establishing clarity.
I think she just doesn't expect you to think about it that much. Like, I don't mean this in a damning way, but I personally would place it in YA. Like, I know there's swearing, there's a lot more graphic, there's a lot more violence and rape and all that, but I would still place it in YA. So I think.
Can I speak to this? Okay. So this is the paperback copy.
We're not talking about it as YA, Gretchen. You're jumping something here. we're coming back to this conversation.
No, let her
This is a
talk.
really exciting conversation.
Let her talk.
You're not.
But she just brought it up though, because if you're talking about it as YA, then you put a different set of expectations on top of it.
Weakness of story building. Just letting it slide. That's what we're saying.
That's what you do.
No, hold on a second. If that's what you're saying, YA means, then just say it, and then we'll let you go on your genre.
No. I mean that people will publish books like that. That's why YA gets such shit on. It doesn't mean it's always what happens, but people publish books in YA when they think that they can get away with things. I don't know, because I haven't read the whole trilogy. I'm not going to say that this isn't set in a fractured timeline. If it doesn't mean anything, and so I've read all 3 books, and it still doesn't mean anything, especially because the next book cuts back and forth in timelines. So there could be something about the fact that it was America that means something in the next book.
Go on.
Yes.
I'm just gonna keep just silently being like, it's 300 years after this weird migration happened, so it's also reasonable enough to believe that people might not necessarily know what happened. They talk about all of these things that were originally banned sort of coming back, like drugs and religion, and so they're obviously not listening to or paying attention to their histories. So many of the people are illiterate, so they might not know what actually happened, and that's why we're getting this weird, like, almost religious myth about how their country started. That's how all cultures start. They talk about their origin story, and it becomes myth.
I mean, but I will say, like, admitting to this, because I brought it up earlier before too, is that this entire story, this entire book leans so much into the fact that no one's allowed to tell Kelsey shit.
Yeah.
And no trope, well, that's not true. A few tropes bother more than this, but I'm really bothered by that trope when they're like, well, you can't know this because we can't tell you. And there's no good reason why they can't tell you. Like, I guess, like,
They made a promise, Gretchen. Good God.
But, like, it made sense for, like, Carlin to not have told her some of these things, so she could keep believing the stories, like, about her mom and stuff like that, and kept her thinking, I'm going to be this great queen, because she'd known about her mom in the beginning. She would have been like, well, this sucks. Bye. But now with the Queen's Guard, I'm just like, why? Why? I hate that. I'm sorry. I don't know there's a good reason for it. But anyway, so we have table legend for discussion for now.
No. Now you've made that acknowledgement. Go ahead and talk about John.
You're a horrible person.
I am.
Thank you. So here's like, this is just like, no matter what you think about this book, here's the fascinating thing. The paperback is blurred by Lauren Oliver, who is a YA author. The hardback that I've seen, and I don't remember who this was now, but it's blurred by an adult fantasy author, okay? This book is not shelved in the YA section. I found this in the general fantasy section of the bookstore in town. If you look on the inside flap to the Library of Congress definition, or like the category, it says general fantasy. It is not labeled YA fantasy.
Even on Goodreads, it's shelved more into plain fantasy than it is in young adult fantasy.
Then I would really like to question her writing style. She doesn't know why I
Oh, 229 people have shelved it in science fiction dystopia. Interesting. Interesting, Goodreads folks.
Yeah, well, Rachel, who you guys may remember from the first couple of seasons of Bibliomancy, told me that the second book actually does get a lot more dystopian than fantasy. And if this is true, I haven't read that one yet, but if that is true, that makes this the most weirdly genre-bending book I've seen, because, I mean, I've seen it, so I looked this up on, like, my library site. Several of my libraries shelve in fantasy, several of my libraries shelve in young adult. The fact that this is blurred by a YA author but is shelved in general fantasy makes no sense, like, from a marketing standpoint.
I don't think the people who are marketing it know.
So that's the thing. The people who are marketing this book don't even know what the hell is going on here. And that's what is fascinating to me about this book, because the writing style also sits weirdly between YA and fantasy as well. So that's why I'm fascinated by this book.
I would say put it in new adult, but there's not enough sex for it to go there.
Yeah.
There's lots of sex. There's lots of nipples.
There's so much nipple tweaking.
New adult to
Those
me is
are
the
rock
most
hard.
hilarious section in any bookstore because new adult is just a rehashing of romance. It's all erotic fiction targeted at 20-somethings. That's all it is.
Just your style.
It's
Rude. There's no vampires in it at all.
I was gonna say it's mostly contemporary. It's not
Oh, never mind.
werewolves.
I understand that. I take it back.
Paranormal romance still ends up in the fiction instead of the romance section, though. So or in the fantasy sci-fi section. Like, it's not in with the romance books. The romance books are exclusively like contemporary for the most part. There are some
Or
like
historical bodice rippers.
historical, yeah.
The Taming of the Scotsman is the go-to here. That's natural. Yeah.
Alrighty.
It was either, was it Anna's?
Anna's what?
The Scotsman, was it yours or Anna's?
Anna's.
Okay. Look, one of them owned it. Okay.
That's concerning.
That's just how I know it. This is not.
Sure.
The Taming of the Scotsman is not a throwaway reference. It's a real thing. It
And now we
matters.
wonder how Taylor judges my reading when we see what his is.
Very much second.
I don't know.
I tamed the Scotsman.
Well, before you met me,
I tamed several Scotsmen.
Oh, goodness.
Please speak before I get really grossed out.
Goodness gracious. What's next? What do you guys want to talk about next?
The kill.
Not the Celts. What do you want to talk about next?
I'm very, very little.
There are things that I'm learning that I don't need to know. What is that face for, babe?
I don't know if you... Okay, you can hear me. My mic cut out for a second and I got nervous.
Oh.
I'm here now. It's fine.
We're happy.
Well, Taylor, would you like to talk about your least favorite part since you didn't have a favorite part?
No, I talked about my favorite aspect. Shouldn't we just
I
do
said
the normal?
least favorite.
Well, yeah, but we haven't done your guys' least favorite parts. Gretchen, I'd love to hear yours.
You.
Would you rather not? You don't have any favorite?
No, I mean, okay, my least favorite part was how much throughout the book, how much of all of it depended on, well, we can't tell you this. You have to go on and do this on your own. And I was just like, no, you could just tell her this, and we can stop pretending that this is supposed to have any dramatic tension and move on.
Valid.
I'll settle with that.
I agree with that. That's a good least favorite part. Thank you.
My least favorite part is akin to Taylor's favorite part in that it's not like a scene that I disliked. The thing that I disliked is that the plot was so rehashed. I have read said plot so many times. I wish anything else had happened. Literally anything else. I told Gretchen the other day that I would read a book about a farm girl doing farm stuff on this planet as opposed to this plot.
I mean,
Anything.
isn't that all literary fiction?
Yeah, it sounds really refreshing right now.
Alright, go back and read my whole page, please.
So that's my
I'd
least
sooner
favorite
read
part.
Disgrace than this again.
Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh.
She's watching over Christmas.
You watch that for fun.
Try being real.
Oh my god. Emma, what was your least favorite part?
I agree with both of you. Those are both pretty high ranking because you've already said them. I can't say them again. So I think she's fairly superficial parts of the book. In the fact that, yes, it got better as the book progressed, but the constant mentioning of how plain she is. Like, I understand that's as a character building a tribute. Like, that is something that obviously affected her. Like, she grew up on her own, she didn't really realize, and then suddenly she's thrown into this world where she realizes how plain she is, like, the fetch brings us up. She also rates every man she sees within the first few chapters on how attractive he is, which is a big deal, and I wish that had been explained, because if you think about it, you can kind of fix it within your own head, but I wish there'd been something about that in the book. But just how plain she is, because that's, again, a trope way fiction, I feel. Especially the very popular recent ones, you know, you've got Divergent, The Hunger Games. I read Wither relatively recently.
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm pretty sure she was playing as well. No, only with the first one. I gave up. My sister's really into like YA fiction. But yeah, and it's just this constant thing of I'm not attractive. I'm not like different girls. Different girls like dressing up. I'm not like that. And although she didn't have the same superiority complex as like Katniss and Triss and all that, it was still there, and it was just a rehashing.
Can I speak to that for a second though too? Because it bothered me as well. But here's the thing that didn't happen, and it was that, and this is what happens in YA. I'm playing. Take off the glasses, and I'm fucking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
And so what didn't happen with her is that she was, I'm playing, and then other people said, yes, you're playing. So there was this, I'm playing thing, which I understand that's my thought process as well. But other people backing it up, and I know it's kind of annoying, but for a YA trope especially, that's never what happens. It's always, I'm playing, no, you're gorgeous. Just, Princess Diaries you for a second. And
gotta give those teenage girls, impressionable teenage girls, confidence. You think you're not pretty, but you're really pretty. This one was like, nah, man, you're a boy. Like you could be a boy if you wanted to.
But honestly, here's the thing though, because that was me. That was me as a kid, and it's still me now. It's why I can't have short hair, and like it's because I was like called a boy. Like that kind of a thing, like, and when I read all those YA books, like I'm playing, to give you a makeover and you're pretty, I was like, I'm never gonna be that because that's never gonna happen to me. And this is especially why I am slightly angry that Emma Watson will be playing Kelsey in the movie that she is producing. Yeah, Emma Watson loved this book so much that she is playing Kelsey in the movie and producing it.
I didn't realize she would be playing her as well. Is that new? That's a new announcement?
No, it's fairly old now.
Oh, you.
Which makes the 3 characters in my 21 years of life that I've ever seen myself as being played by Emma Watson, which also is a very big inferiority complex, in case you're curious, because I will never look like Emma Watson. That's all I have to say.
I do really, really agree with you, though. In fact, the statistics would say that yes, you're playing, and as the book progresses, she's like, it doesn't matter. Like, my hair isn't scraggly, but I lead people, and I do really, really like that. There's one other thing where she said, it's alright to be plain, but you should be plain and think that you're beautiful. I didn't like that. Let's talk about the old lady with mental hair. She said it's alright to be plain as long as you don't believe that is an issue, or as long as you don't put beauty above anything else. I wish that could be slightly different. But I do agree with you.
I agree with all of these things. I'll also say the book did set up a love triangle. It didn't go with the love triangle, but we have 2 individuals who will be the love triangle. We have Penn in the fetch line.
Oh, okay. Because I know
there's sexual tension and complete polar opposites of character.
She describes Penn as a loyal dog, though.
Love interest.
See,
they have all of those like lingering looks and like those delicate touches when she's been injured.
Okay, but maybe on Penn's side though, a love triangle is different if there's 2 guys and she's like LOL to one of them, not into you. But like she's like, I love you both.
Second book, they're both going to be after her.
Because she thought Merlin was hilarious, so then he's got to trace us. So, Merlin. Yes, yeah.
Would you like to know why I think the fetch is not going to be love triangle material? 10 pounds that her father is either the fetch or Lazarus.
I have said this.
She did, well, you said the fetch bit.
I was going to say Lazarus.
No, Lazarus is a good guess, though.
Those are the 2 people that is most plausible that it is going to be her father. So there is a chance that the fetch is not in the love triangle and is in fact her father.
I prefer it was Lazarus. Because, like, she talks a lot about the fetch being dreaming.
Yeah, I know.
I don't need that.
It would be hella Oedipal, like real gross, but at the same time.
Also, the fact just talk about being dead in the past, so I want to see where that goes, because that's obviously some kind of magic.
Yeah, he's like super old. He's like, how can you still be alive? And he's like, I've been alive this whole time, something. So I kind of see him as like
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Well,
Dread Pirate Roberts.
He hasn't died. Yeah, either.
Yeah.
So she's like, so I kind of see him as some kind of like magical-esque, like non-human-esque person.
Geneticist.
He's a fairy.
Sorry, that's what the Mort Queen was.
Yes, okay, fine.
That's how she lives forever.
Genetics, that should be my least favorite part. The genetics.
The fact that it's like the reveal of her, that's my least favorite part. Not just that how the writing is like really, very straightforward YA writing, and then it goes for all the nipple tweaking, so it's really trying to prove something while still being very basic in language. No, the fact that it has like the reveal of her living so long because she's a geneticist, and then it's got this is magic with that thing to be in. So like, yes, that's a good subversion, but this is still frustrating for me trying to sort this world out in a satisfying way.
Okay, I will also, like, this might be a simply written book for you, but this is not written like a YA book.
This is written like a YA book.
No, it's not, because I think that, like, on a pure, like, syntactical, like, level, if you even just put, like, one of these books and open a YA book next to it, it doesn't even look the same on the page.
I mean, like, that's on the first person, so I'll agree with that.
Well, yeah, but also, like, just the way that, like, descriptions are made, the way that the book works, speaks about, like, things. I read enough YA to know the difference.
It is definitely a weird middle ground. It is definitely better than YA in a lot of things, but it also is not as good as normal adult fantasy in a lot of things.
I mean, that's what I mean about it being very interesting in that way. It straddles this weird middle ground that I've never seen any other book try and do, especially a book labeled general fantasy by the Library of Congress definition.
All right.
I will agree. I have discussed the book. Before you read it, I talked a lot about how it is at the middle ground, just talking at you for a bit.
Yeah.
So that wasn't like, I roped her and Carl into a conversation. Just like
No, don't talk to me about Carl because I can't see Carl.
Oh, come visit.
I know I want to. I miss Carl. I miss all of you technically, but I miss Carl. You were talking about the Mort Queen. I want to talk about her because she is a villain with at least a modicum of compassion. She has been slaughtering all of these innocent children to this weird demon thing, but she still feels bad about it despite obviously being said to have done this hundreds of times. Which every time she's like, oh, this is the worst. I hate looking at them. It's creepy.
She just doesn't look at them. It's better that way.
She drunk
But it means that she feels guilty about it, and I feel like a YA villain would just be like, next kid, I need stuff done.
I also, go ahead. Sorry. No, I was going to say that I also like that it introduces a dynamic where she's not the big bad. Like, because there's a lot of discussion about all these characters that are like her intermediates, like in Tearling and stuff like that. But there is that reveal of, you know what, she is just a patsy as well.
Yeah.
And so I like that as opposed to her being, I'm female Hitler.
To quote Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, there's always a bigger fish.
There's always
I really hope one of your future employers finds a clip of your name just saying, I
am German. My grandfather was the Nazi Navy.
I still want like a short video clip of you saying that.
I'll send it to you. I have a 7-second clip I have to show you when this is over.
Okay, excellent. I do agree with you there about like the fact that she has some kind of like compassion, and all the baddies other than this big demon thing who's only just arrived, like they have a backstory. So the region, like he's evil, but it's just through ignorance and stupidity, and that's explained. What was his name? The gatekeeper who helped steal all the slaves. Yeah. Albert?
He had like a huge amount of backstory at the beginning, but he got tolerable.
Yeah, Ali's a husband. I know his wife is called Ali, that guy.
We liked her.
Oh, the J. I think it might be
Jafferl.
Yeah, Jafferl, that was it. Yeah. Like, he had a backstory as well. You know, he had a believable motive. It wasn't just money. Everyone has, like, some kind of motive that makes sense, other than Thorn, who I think would be really, really interesting. But he did a simple way thing of just running off into the background, and he'll appear when it's necessary for what reasons, but...
He's got his nipple-tweaking girlfriend, but else does he need?
I'm really interested in that, because I think they're setting up like an interesting backstory there. Because she's obviously not just a prostitute. People are like always obsessed with her. She's been with them for a long time, since they were really young. She's obviously very, very different as a person, because the only scene you've seen her in is her nipples tweaking at people. So, like,
I also think she's a seer, because in traditional fantasy, the blind girl would be the seer that has been gone from the land for so many people.
that would be really interesting. And that would explain why he, like, plans things so well.
Yep.
And I mean, I will say that because that would just remind me about how impressive it is that so many of the characters have that backstory. Because, you know, bad YA, which is not all YA.
I'm laughing at something completely different. Don't worry. If she's a seer, that's her tuning dial.
Well, okay. Anyways,
Right here again. Just because she picks up the easy one, you know, she has like.
the organization anymore.
Easy one.
What were you going to say, Gretchen?
I thought that it was very interesting that all these people were given like actual motives that you could actually, for the most part, believe, and they weren't just like, I am a gay guard and I'm bored, ergo sing, or you know, I am the queen and I'm female Hitler. Said it again for your people in the back.
You weren't really feeling it.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be hard to get that. So like, I really appreciated that it was at least a try.
Who wrote this?
Erika Johanson.
Johanson. Well, yes, we can say, if nothing else, we really appreciate that Erika Johanson actually put effort into this book.
Yes.
It is not the bare minimum.
Though I disagree with the idea that the British and the Americans would join together in ships and fight a new country. Because I think the British and the Australians would go together and have a great time. Or Canadians, just not Americans. Just gonna throw that out there. Sorry.
Do you want to be thrown out?
The FBI busts in. You're not from here. Get out.
She doesn't even go here.
Hold on, that's the perfect transition to stop trying to make fetch happen.
Oh, I am thinking this. As soon as Michaela said fetch, I was just like, oh my god.
If you say none for Gretchen wieners, I will actually punch you in the nose, and I hope it breaks
You should, you know, when Gretchen was like, oh, so what's your favorite part, Taylor? You should have like, not for Gretchen wieners. Left that now.
Oh my god. What else do we want to talk about? What is there else to talk about? All right. There was something else I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember.
Are we coming up in an hour?
We would be if we had started on time.
Sorry.
That's not the answer to the question we asked.
No.
Also making dinner as well.
And technically it is. Technically it is. Meaning we're not. We would be, but we're not.
Can we talk about Mace for a second?
Yeah.
Can we talk about...
That's what I wanted to talk about. Was him at the end when he was like, I'm gonna quit because I'm not doing a good enough job. I was like, you may be my favorite character in the future, but not right now. But you have potential.
But it's so awesome because he's like, I am a member of the Queen's Guard and I'm stalwart and protective, but at the same time, like, this dude almost killed you, so I'm gonna go out and burn down his house with everybody in it. And he's just like so unapologetically like killing people, and then he comes back and you're like, but I love you so much. This is so weird. And so I was just like, I really, really hope that he's for that. Because, like, if that was found out and he's just like, Kelsey finds out, she's like, Dad! And he's like, fuck no. Oh.
Best worst dad figure.
Yeah.
Best worst.
Was it Carol who's
Yeah.
violent though?
He was
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah, this
I
is quite
knew.
well.
I always knew I would die on this mission. That's because you want to. You're just stopping. You're not even.
Like, he's referenced in the last one, but we trusted him to like hide the crown and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think it was Mace, but I feel like it isn't Mace, or who's the guy I forgot him? Fetch, yeah, it isn't Fetch. Like, it could be Carol, maybe.
I just feel like there's a difference. I think that Lazarus is like a boost enough Queen's Guard that he could be like, yeah, it's like the Queen, as opposed to Carol, who would be like, it is my sworn duty to protect you, ma'am. So you put your clothes back on.
Or people like, it's my sworn duty to serve you. And then, like, what she said.
Nice there.
Baseline starts
She
up.
wanted to be served.
I mean, I was slightly concerned this is the region for about 5 pages, but that's not the case. So that's all good. Yeah, I was really, really concerned.
Incest is coming.
Yeah.
Ew.
I'm not.
No, I was making a Queen of Game of Thrones reference.
I thought you were just on like a spoiler for the sequel.
No. I was really happy that the Fetch was just like, hey, Thomas. Thomas was like, shit. And that was literally all that was for that scene.
That was a good scene. I liked Mace as well, just because he filled this role of, 1, the mentor, 2, he didn't die at the very end of things. So he continued to be like that kind of guiding force while being a complete badass, but also just not being like, wow, you're so smart. Like, yeah, you're really progressive, and these are all the things we need, and I'm going to listen to everything you say. Where he's still like, no, I'm going to do this thing. This thing's happening.
But yeah,
I don't really care if you're telling me no.
But also at the beginning when she was like, I'm gonna stop this, and he kind of looks at her and goes, I mean, okay. Because you kind of get the sense after she does it that he thinks she should have stopped the slave trade.
But he's really glad she did.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm just gonna let you screw up. So I thought that was different too, because at certain points he seems like he could just like completely overbowl her if he wanted to, but he also does take that step back and he'll like tell her when she's being an idiot, but he won't stop her. He's just like, yo, dude, I respect you just enough to be able to do the thing. And also like when she has the vision and she's like, we have to go save these people. And instead of everybody being like, the Queen has spoken, he's like, bitch, you have it.
So he just drives everyone. I enjoyed that.
I like that because I mean, if you're talking about like complete tropism, like those are several things that would have happened. Yeah. Mace would have been like, "Oh, my queen, you did everything wrong," and instead he's just like, "Honey, what? Just sit down."
I mean, she does have to like force pushing against the wall essentially.
Yes.
It works out in the end. Oh, I did kind of see the whole setting fire to the wooden cage thing coming. He's like, hand me a torch. It's like, I set some women. William's mother's dead. Like, that was kind of a given. It was good. It's like good character development. Sorry.
Alright, it says on topic. Is there anything else in this hangout?
Talking points.
Yeah, I'm out of talking points. That was the thing that I couldn't remember, was that I wanted to talk about him because he was an interesting character.
Good.
That's all I got. So the last part of this is that we tell you where you can find us on the internet if you want to, and what we're doing next time. So next time is my pick. Hold on, I'm prepared. I have it on the bookcase. It's stuck. Okay. We'll be talking about Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, which was a National Book Award finalist. It didn't win, but it was a finalist. It's a literary fiction post-apocalyptic novel about a troupe of actors performing Shakespeare after the country has basically been wiped out by flu. So that'll be fun. That's what's happening next time. If you would like to follow the book club and know which books we're reading, I would recommend going to the Goodreads page, but there are also social links down below specifically dedicated to the book club that tells you when our hangouts will be, which books we're planning on reading, and things like that. Also, talking about future things, I pulled these out of my attic today. We would like you, the viewers, to go and vote and tell us what book we should read for our, or 3 books you should read for our Nostalgia Junkie series, the Young Wizard series, or 3 books in it, starting with So You Want to Be a Wizard, which I pulled out of my attic from when I was little, and or for the Golden Compass, His Dark Materials series. There is a widget on the Goodreads page. There is also a widget on both my blog and Gretchen's blog on the sidebar. You just have to click whichever one you think would be more fun for us to read, and we'll do that one. So that's that stuff. Next, Gretchen, where can people find you if they want?
All right, so as I mentioned in the beginning, I am from the blog My Life is a Notebook, and if you ever want to see me talk about YA without Taylor being an annoying bastard, that is where you go. That is adkwriter15.wordpress.com. I say, as my last review was actually a review with Taylor of 19 YA short stories, which was sad. And he actually liked it more than I did. It was weird. But anyways, I am on Twitter, Twitter, Goodreads, Facebook. Most of my handles are adkwriter15, my Tumblr as well. My Life is a Notebook on Facebook, and my name on Goodreads. Also, I did mention I am one half of the Betwixt the Books Club, or Betwixt Books channel, which is me and Michaela talking about books mostly. Sometimes we let Taylor into the clubhouse, not usually. And so we do solo reviews, individual reviews, tags. I just kind of spot out the mouths every Monday with videos.
I talk about booking.
Yeah, definitely follow at least the YouTube channel to get all of that good stuff. Because we do weekly wrap-ups every week where we talk about everything. And we have a good giveaway coming up.
Yeah.
So if you start following us on social media, you're already ahead of the game out of that. So
did the thing. I'm the other half of the Betwixt the Books family. Hi, I'm Michaela. My blog is thepiedpipercalls.wordpress.com. At Pied Piper Calls everywhere else. If you want to find me, all of the social links are down below in the description box. I do that ahead of time because I know that you're gonna want to follow us all, right? That's what's happening. I did 3 book reviews this week, one of which is coming out tomorrow. All of them are videos, so you should go watch those, especially my review of The 3-Body Problem by Cixin Liu, which is really good Chinese science fiction, guys. It's real good.
Just because it's Chinese, we can also read it, Taylor. Okay, sorry. I
You should read that because you're Chinese.
Well, that's how I work out. So yeah, I remember I have basically no social media presence when it comes to English literature and that kind of thing. I'm a literature major. And so if you want to follow my life in Taiwan, Edinburgh, I guess, like I have an Instagram account, and Michaela still, but it's not really related to this. Or very interesting. So yeah, sorry.
That's fine. I also put his social on there.
My Twitter has occasionally things to post.
Sometimes.
My Twitter is E.T. Greenwood.
And after 4 years, he remembers it himself.
That's true.
For 3 seasons of the show, we had to remember it.
However, he still forgets that he also has a Twitch that he likes to do.
Oh, he does.
I didn't think I was gonna, plug that, but I do have a Twitch at Telade, Telade.
I'm occasionally on this Twitch as well. So.
Yeah, when you show up
Occasionally. So.
And you know you want to be there for Emma.
I'm fantastic. He's alright. You should turn up.
She doesn't have a Twitch channel, so mine is the closest thing you can get.
There you go. Go vote in that thing, please, guys. That's both on the Goodreads page.
Save a book club.
Yes, please.
We've had legitimately violently arguing about our Nostalgia Junkie series. You need to vote so that someone doesn't actually get murdered.
Oh no.
Taylor.
How much nostalgia and when?
Yeah.
Yep. So please do that. And we will see you in about a month's time when we talk about this book. So see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm hitting the button.